Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special reaction episode of the Touchline Pod. Today, we had to take the time out to react while it's fresh in order to give resident Arsenal Delulu, SWAGGU, aka Steezy Steez,
Steezy, Steezy.
time to get his fresh flowers because he's been mentioning the fact that they need their flowers. The Arsenal need
Mm,
their flowers and they've done well. So, on the panel with me
give them their
today,
flowers.
as I mentioned, Swagoo, aka Steezy Steez. Today he's
Steezy.
giving us an old school futuristic look of the swag.
So,
And as per Arsenal win the Bernabeu, he has something special for us. I will leave him to introduce that for us. And I also have it was Chelsea, our Chelsea fan, Nnamdi, a level-headed Chelsea fan. Let me still give him that his respect as a level-headed man that he is. A level-headed Chelsea fan, Nnamdi. Unfortunately for us today, we don't have Tunde, our resident Milanista. I'm sure that this would not have been a good episode for him to come and admit that he is wrong from the
Fifia
get-go
period.
of Arsenal's chances. So we are going to kick it off with the Bernabeu winners. 15-time Champions League winners Real Madrid sent packing by the Arsenal. They have earned my respect over the two legs for me to call them the Arsenal. Swagu, this is your time to shine again. Twice in 2 weeks. Better shine well because if you don't, you never know what tomorrow holds. Swagu, take it away. You have the floor.
I definitely have the floor. This time, I'm not. I already have my flowers. I knew I had my flowers, so I'm bringing the newest thing, Gold Mike. You
The
understand?
mic.
Gold Mike, man, because it's not easy, man. Home and away against the 15 times champion in Benebu, Estadio Santiago Benebu. I deserve a gold mic. Steezy,
All right.
Steezy, Steez. Um, to all the viewers, Tunde is currently in hospital right now, suffering the pain. It's not.
Now.
Yeah,
Stop,
yeah, yeah.
stop.
Look,
Now.
we wanted to go easy on him. That's why we gave it 2-1. But you see, I was not even surprised. But I called him and I said, Tunde, how far? And he said, Henry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said, okay, I'll call 000 for you before I kill you. But yeah, look, what can I say? It was a good game. Class everywhere. I think it was just beauty to watch. The midfield, they had Chouamini and Valverde in there this time, and we were still able to, carve out what we exactly needed and play to, our strengths and get our results. So, be it Chouamini, Modric, Kamavinga, Valverde. Look, I'm proud to say we properly can compete against that midfield, against the almighty Real Madrid midfield. Rice, absolute baller again. Put on a classic. Partey has to be one of the best Arsenal players right now. Shout out to Martinelli. Big shout out to Starboy. We were so good. We decided to miss one penalty on purpose and still scored. Yeah, yeah. Don't even interrupt me because I know you're just itching. I already like the energy you started with. So let me
Ah,
just
no,
finish.
you
Yeah,
have
I'm
the
using
floor.
I'm using
Enjoy.
good mic. You can't interrupt me on good mic. So um
Oh God.
yeah, so our defense was up to par, absolute, rock of defense we have. The only mistake we made, they capitalized. I can't complain too much because over two legs, they did their job. Kivio very calm. I was surprised Saliba made the mistake, but it just goes to show you can't really take a lapse at any minute. In Champions League, they're gonna capitalize on it. Our goalie didn't really have much, I have to say, but otherwise the team was good, great. The fans, we were able to turn up and do what we had to do. We had the noise, we had the voice, even with the small section they put us in. The whole threat with Real Madrid fans and closing the stadium, and I don't even want to start. I'm respecting this gold mic you're seeing. I can't be shouting. So um, I think on a general note, we made England proud over two legs. No one would say we don't have the quality. In about a week or two now, we're going against the Parisians, and what can I say? When we get to that point, we'll cross it. I believe this is a podcast for reacting on, what we won. I want to sing
Yeah.
some songs, but I'm just trying to keep it. I have a playlist I have already, so I'll dedicate it towards the end of this one. And yeah, you guys will celebrate with me because I've celebrated so much. I had to keep some for the pod. So thank you for giving
All
me
right.
my flowers, my gold mic. Thank Namdi for giving us our full flowers without arguing. Tomorrow we are going to send troops to help Tunde in the hospital and tell him it's all right. Next time he should not doubt us. When I say don't doubt me, you shouldn't doubt me.
I will
You
snitch on you.
understand?
I will snitch
Yeah,
on you.
just tell him we'll send
All
help.
right.
We'll send troops.
Inamdi, give him a hand.
So
Inamdi, give him a hand.
yeah, it'll be nice if.
Well,
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
I
thank
try,
you.
I try, I try, I
Okay.
try.
Yeah,
All right.
cheers,
Maybe.
cheers, cheers.
All right. So now that we are done with that, because there's nothing we want to say that he has not said about Arsenal. Solid over two legs, one defensive error over two legs. Um, Played as a team, came with a game plan. Saka and Martinelli did a very good job defensively, ensured that they kept the only supposed threat of Madrid quiet, their wingers. So
Sorry,
yeah,
quick
Arsenal
one.
did a good
Shout,
job.
shout out to Merino as well, man. Absolute baller of a striker. This, even me myself, I have to give him my respect.
No, 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 no.
I,
We've
I
given you.
doubted this
Well,
guy, but
you're done.
but two
You're done.
assists
You're
in
done.
Benebu,
Off,
man. Uh,
Senator,
you,
Senator,
you,
Senator, off your
you
mic.
can't off gold
Senator,
mic.
off
You can't
your
off gold
mic.
mic.
Honorable,
I've
off
earned
your
Honorable, off your
mic.
mic.
Honor,
Honorable,
off
off your
your
mic.
mic. Honorable.
I've earned
Honorable,
every
off your
bit.
mic.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, Arsenal did a fantastic job. Jokes aside, the whatever it is, in as much as Henry doesn't like hearing it, truth of the matter at the end of the day is you can only beat what is in front of you. Madrid didn't come out. Hey, collect, not collect. Nnamdi, Inter Milan. This was the game that I actually tipped as a real Champions League game for this second leg because over the first leg the job was not done. Just one goal deficit, as I mentioned the last pod, and as true to my suspicion, it was really a tight game, 2-2.
Yeah,
Nnamdi, take it away for us.
I
You
think that
leave Henry to go and rest.
Arsenal fans so happy this week today. Yeah, you're correct in tipping the game to be a Titan affair, and I think that Inter scaling over defense is evidence, is testament to the fact that a world class striker could you know still contribute actively to your success. He scored the key goal that um brought them back into the game, and oh yeah, brought them back into the game. That's correct. And so yeah, look, from that performance, that second leg performance, there was nothing to indicate that Inter's level of quality has dropped or their discipline has dropped. It was just a difficult game and a difficult situation. But hats off to them for responding as quickly as they did and getting those two goals to restore that advantage.
Man, I feel for Hurricane.
He's going through a
I
lot. He
feel
needs to win that league title. If not, he's nah. That's
man,
just too much
like
stress, man.
right now, the best thing that Bayern and Hurricane can do is just as they go home, just sharpen their boots. Anybody they catch in Bundesliga now, collect, collect. That's the only thing they can do. Um, I know that this your gold mic. Are you going to use it for the whole episode, or is just for Arsenal's
Well,
healing?
it's just it's dedicated. Especially this was sent to me as a gift from someone that doubted me as well. I'm waiting for my gold mic from the likes of. In fact, I'm waiting for my gold mic from this Touchline Pod crew. You know, you guys doubted me. You guys put me down. You guys
Yeah, the
killed me when
Bible
I was
says
down.
no. The Bible says, "They that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength." But
Right.
Michelle,
That's
I tell you
exactly
now, they that wait on me for gold mic shall wait forever.
right. Okay. No problem. Look, I will give because of the benefit of being professional. I'll use this gold mic, this whole gold mic, to analyze other games. But it's rightfully for Arsenal in Estadio Santiago de Bernabeu. You understand? But I'll do you guys the favor of talking about other teams on this sweet mic.
All
It
right.
was absolutely
Um,
beautiful.
Tunde, I say Tunde. I'm so used to Tunde being here to actually counter you because as your voice has been echoing a lot. But now Tunde is supposed to have given you one or two. Oh, we miss
One or
him.
two.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
or
we're
two
missing him.
things.
One or two
Sometimes
things.
it could be three or four. You know.
Right, right, right.
Um,
But
It
Harry.
could
the
be the
shame, the
entire
shame wouldn't,
podcast.
the shame wouldn't let him come today. So
Oh,
not surprised.
Okay. Um. So
uh,
as we suspected, Inter Milan did what we thought they would do. You know, put on a professional display, not get carried away, measure display, and Bayern Munich could not break them down. So they edged it. Sadly, for Harry Kane, this is the end of the Champions League campaign for him. I personally wish him good luck because I think with how good Harry Kane is or has been for a decade now, it's only fair that he actually has the honors, the trophies in his cabinet to actually match it. At least just pray that he gets the because if the hurricane course is really true as it's going, right now they're in for just the league title. Doesn't win it, you might actually need to visit Nigeria. You actually need to visit Nigeria because there are 6 points ahead of Leverkusen. Barcelona decided that they were going to just misbehave. Did anybody actually see Barcelona losing that game the way they did?
Yes, that day
yes.
I told you guys it was gonna be a goal fest. I didn't expect less. I told you guys, you know, I think it was Tunde that said if they came out, Barca was gonna capitalize, which was supposedly so, but they were actually able to come out and Barca did not really take advantage of them. So Dortmund had a game plan. It's sad they didn't bring that game plan in the first leg.
I think they
Gurasi was
did.
they did.
First leg was just
They were
Gurasi's
on
off
luck.
day.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
yeah.
They're lucky.
Um, but on this particular one, he had his boots tied in. He was able to convert. His passes were good. His link up play was good. His run up shoulders were good. And then the incisive passes from the midfield and the wings really came in quick and very, very measured. I think should they have had a bit more of a better first leg in a sense, just
Yeah.
had something to bank on, they could have actually posed threat on Baka because I wasn't surprised for some reason Baka could not even the goal Baka scored was not even their doing, you know, right? It was an own goal. So
Yeah.
I said it was gonna be goal first. I knew Dortmund was gonna come out. I've been able to watch about four of their last couple games because in the Bundesliga they have not been particularly great,
Yeah,
but
they've
I've
not
been
been
able
good
to
this
see
season.
four of their last couple of games, and their attacking prowess is seeming to be coming back. Brandt looks like someone that is taking the responsibility again, both on ten and on the right flanks. Adeyemi seems to be getting his boots again, and then Gurasi, and I think that their defense that was really um, very, very capable of making mistakes. They've been able, that's in the last couple of games, they've been able to sort of tie it up. If you watch the game against Bayern, it was quite close as well. Bayern had a lot of quality, hence why they could break them down. So yeah, I wasn't surprised. I think if they had a bit better first game, or maybe they had
Yeah,
more time, they could have actually done some bit of hurting to Barca. So
yeah, I think
not surprised.
yeah. This Barcelona style is one of it reminds me of the god of football, god of soccer we used to talk of in Nigeria. It's just like okay, just stick. Agurasi having an off day in the
Mm,
first leg, and then they came out anyhow. Baka just scored, I say Bayern. Baka just scored the goals, and the second leg, before they could even try to score one by themselves, an own goal. So
yeah.
so Dutchman actually had to start looking for 5 goals from the get go.
Oh, but
So
yeah,
and which is like just too much of a mountain, just steep, it's too
yeah.
steep a task, to go on. So it just has that feeling to me, which gives me the impression that they're not going to get past the next round. They're going to get knocked out in the semis. That's what I think. Of
Well,
the
I
everybody
think
remaining, of everybody remaining in the Champions League right now, to me, Barca is the weakest,
well,
in
you
my
can
opinion.
say that technically they are the weakest. That's defense wise. I think Barca is one of the best attack. We're forgetting so, and Inter, in as much as they've really been very compact, just like Arsenal. I don't know how many teams bar Bayern recently that's really gone at Inter. I was looking at
All
Inter's
right,
track record to
I have
this point.
I have something for you. I have something for you.
Okay.
What do you think wins championships? Nnamdi, I need you in on this as well. Henry,
Well,
what do you think actually wins championships? Attack or defense?
there's the old saying defense, right? There's the old saying defense. But look, there's also a school of thought that plays defense by attacking and scoring. There was a
Okay,
time
I mean,
we've
yes,
seen
same
teams,
school of
we've seen
the best form of defense is to attack, kind of thing.
exactly good, good,
All
good.
right,
That's
No,
that.
like
That's
Bayern when they were popping us now that not
Nnamdi,
nowadays.
Nnamdi, what do you think
Namdi.
wins championships?
You
Attack or
want
defense?
to get straight bullets, yeah? Chelsea, you want to get straight bullets.
Just hold
Calm
on.
down. Arsenal just won it
I'm
and
trying to think
relax.
of the best answer that doesn't make me look like
No, no,
an
no. Just
IDK.
no. It's you can simplify it first, and then we can actually give little insights into our answers. Because I think it's
I
defense. What do you think?
I think attack and defense is such
No,
a
attack
set
and
of
defense. Of course, a balanced team
attack
will
or
have both and
defense.
all that. A balanced team will have both. But then, which one? If you have a good team, which part of that team must be on it to actually win? Because to win a this thing, what's the name? To win a championship, a title, you actually have to be a good team, a decent team. But then in that
You
decent
would
team,
expose
which
my
part?
bias to that question. You
What
would
do you say?
expose my
Yeah,
bias to that question.
I think
Defense.
that question is
You would
really
expose my bias to that question. Yeah.
that question is
Defense.
really yeah. You just have to say
It's
defense
more
because at the end of the day, that's what is being popularized. But we can call a lot of Champions
Yeah,
popularized.
League tournaments where
yeah, I would
offense
give you, I will give you
offense.
a
So
few.
say for instance,
So when Liverpool,
2005.
when okay,
I was gonna say
continue. Let me
something.
hear what you say.
2005, 2007. AC Milan 2005. They had a better defense. They did not win it. Liverpool eventually edged them out. And Liverpool, obviously, I can't really say too much about that because I didn't watch Liverpool intricately, like very detailed. But
They were
I know
just
Liverpool came out to
they were a
attack.
good team. They were a good team.
Yeah,
Top
they were
four.
just a good.
They were fourth.
Now in
Yeah.
2007, when AC Milan came back and won that Champions League, I think they had a better attack or offense. So
Ac-
what are you saying?
Actually, funny
I don't.
story. The year that Liverpool won the Champions League, they were not fourth, they were fifth.
Yeah,
Because
they
they
were
won
fifth.
the Champions League,
Everton,
they had
Everton
to
actually
I
missed
think
out
they
on
had to pass
Champions League
Everton or
because of them.
Tottenham. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It
it.
was
Now,
quite funny. I remember that
Well,
because
I'm
I
talking
was in
so
about
school
the
when it happened.
competition
uh,
itself. So
no,
Yes,
actually, it's not.
sorry,
It's
continue.
it's anything. Champions League, Premier League. When Mourinho came and just took the league by storm, conceded 17 goals for people like you that like stats. The season when Brendan Rodgers actually took Liverpool when they were not in Champions League to contest for the league title. The reason they did not win it was because Liverpool was conceding too many goals. They finished second. They conceded 50 league goals. They
doesn't
conceded
matter.
50 league
Doesn't matter.
goals.
They were going
No,
against Man City. You have to chill. Man City is not like Man City were defending as well. No, Man City were just a bit better in terms of attacking and converting.
Okay, so when you're talking about the defense, it's not about just conceding. So if as a team like Man City that scores very well, you concede one goal a game, you consider 38 league goals. You consider one goal a game, which does not happen. You're talking about conceding 38 league goals, but then they are scoring whatever it is, as you say, they attack. But if your defense is not good enough, uncle, I can guarantee you'll be conceding more than an average of one league goal a game.
We've seen
How many
leagues
teams
and
win the league?
competition.
How many teams do you know have won the Premier League and considered 40 league goals or 45 league goals? I don't look at stats that closely. That's why I put that number out there. So no team is going to win the Premier League considering an average of a league goal or above one league goal a game. So it's goes like that because
That's
there
so
are times
so
there are times you will
that's
win
a
games
good
by
point.
1-0, 1-0. There are times you will win. There are times in the season when fatigue comes in, injuries come in, you actually have to scrape out wins. And scraping out wins or scraping out results, they're going to be nil-nil draws, 1-1 draws, 1-0 wins. That's what it's going to be. John Terry did it for Chelsea. Now, do you remember? John Terry scored like 8 league goals that year when Mourinho's first season. Corner kick, 1 goal. Chelsea was not brilliant in that particular stint.
And that brings me to what I would have preferred my answer to be. There are two things that win titles like Champions League. It's tactical discipline and I guess I don't know how to call it tactical innovation or tactical reaction. So
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
what I mean by that is that with every game that we saw, like every first leg we saw, we could comfortably say that all the games were gone, maybe except Inter. But you see,
Yeah.
the reason why, even though the game wasn't completely like in Inter's favor, we everybody felt confident that Inter would go through was because of tactical discipline,
Defense.
and so defense. So tactical discipline, not just defense. Like for example, I can't believe I'm using Arsenal as an example, but it's fine. For example,
No,
Arsenal's
Arsenal is a good
performance
example,
in that
though.
last game
This
was
man,
tactical
this
discipline.
Swagu,
But
this Swagu that
in
is
the
here
first
talking.
leg, it was just a slight change, something they call in basketball IQ. It just a slight change in decision making was what basically demoralized Real Madrid because Declan Rice basically said he was told to cross the ball, but he just saw the space and went for it.
Okay, yeah.
So Champions League has always been born on being disciplined from the back to front, and
Yep.
then making sure you because you have your style, but you also if your style is not dominant enough, which often happens in Champions League, you can
Yep.
have your style and it's dominant, and you meet somebody who is built to nullify, and the only way you can win that game is if you respond correctly. So
I have a question
attack
for
and defense
Henry.
is a great way to describe it, but
Yeah,
it's
yes,
really
yes.
there are a lot more factors.
Okay, Henry. The last time you
Yeah.
got to the Champions League finals, how many games did Arsenal? How many ties? Not even games. How many ties did Arsenal win in the knockout stages? How many ties did Arsenal win by 4 goals?
The last time we got to the Champions League finals.
That was 2006. Yeah. I remember how that Arsenal's run was. I remember your run. And if I let me tell you how your run was to tell you what I remember. If you can correct me if I'm wrong on my recall. Your run was 0-0-1-0, 0-0-1-0, 0-0-1-0. Juventus, you scored 2 goals in one, either it's their home or your home. Where Fabregas and Henry scored in one match. I think that the other thing was 0-0. Your defense was on
Yeah.
point. Even now that Arsenal looks like they are doing something. The only reason that Arsenal has gone as far they have gone with what they are lacking in their team is because the defense has been
Well,
reliable.
look, I'm not disputing the fact
Uh,
defense is actually very key, but
it's
I'd,
it's
I'd
important,
rather
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather
But I think it's more
take
important than in attack.
what Namdi called it tactical discipline in a sense because yeah, you look in as much as your defense is good, you want to make sure you still have
You
output
can
on
get a
the other side.
result. Yes, yes,
Yeah, so
normally.
the defense
And that's
has
why
to
I
be
was hold on.
good.
That's
So
why I was careful in calling it in saying a good team. Because a good team will have an output. They have a way, as Greece did in 2004 Euros. Defense was
yeah,
tight. They had one way.
it was
Carastaias go 1-0.
yeah.
Carastaias go 1-0.
Okay, okay. So who are you saying has the better chance of winning Champions League now?
Actually, of this the people that are left, my money is between Inter Milan and PSG, and I think that's what the final is going to be, anyways. Why are you laughing? I don't know. It's not that funny. Mehdi,
Just as an aside, I wish it was Arsenal, Barcelona, and PSG Inter. That would
Wait,
have
wait,
been
wait, Namdi, hold on,
that
hold
would
on,
have been
hold on, hold
fun.
on, hold
Yeah.
on. This guy said PSG and all
PSG
right.
and who?
I'm just gonna
Inter
dedicate
Milan
this
between both of
this to
them for
him.
me.
Wait. I
Look,
know, I know,
Barca is a
I
great
know.
team, but
Hold on, hold
there's a reason why Barca faded out last season,
on.
and the reason why they should have been running away with their league title, but they are chasing it. So I
Men
get where
just
that is
boku.
coming from.
Men just boku. It be like they've been rice. This guy is he just confidently. It means he has written Arsenal off. You see,
Oh,
next
good.
episode, if I bring another kind of mic or bring flour, he'll start telling me, "No, I didn't say this. I didn't say that. I didn't say." You see the way he
What I
just
never
wrote
deny
us
what
off.
I say. I never deny what I say. I told you
Okay,
last episode I actually
all
said
right.
it that PSG, Arsenal meets PSG. I think PSG is going to actually do one over Arsenal. I said it, and then you try to defend it by telling me how you beat them in the first leg, and I told you why I said it. I told you what I thought. So I don't know. Now I'm still saying something in line with that. If I change it to Arsenal, you'd have said,
All
"Oh,
right,
because
no
Arsenal has
problems.
won Madrid."
I'll
I've
keep
been on
going.
this thing.
I'll keep going with my
Inter
underdog
Milan,
story.
yeah,
I'll
Inter
keep going with
Milan,
my
Inter
underdog
No,
Milan
story.
I think that Arsenal's performance puts them. I think everybody
yeah,
has a
it's
good shout of
it is
winning. To
this
be
thing.
honest,
No, it is Arsenal's this thing. Arsenal's performance against
every
Madrid
one of the four.
has been fantastic. It has been fantastic. Arsenal
Yeah.
was fantastic, but then you can only beat what is in front of you. And what was in front of Arsenal, let's face it, believe it, don't believe it, on the day history is not going to actually come out and say, hey, Madrid didn't turn up for this time. But the thing, what it is what it is. And Arsenal did what they did. If Arsenal lost to this Madrid, I would have been killing SWAGGU saying, look at this stupid Madrid that doesn't even know their left from their right and you couldn't beat them. But it's
Let
what
me
it is.
let me ask
You
the
made a
question.
bit,
Let me
you made
ask
a
the
team.
question. Let me
Okay.
ask the question. Namdi, because I'm not gonna ask
Yeah.
you because I think you answer with bias. Namdi, did you watch Aston Villa PSG second leg?
Uh, no, I didn't see
I
that
didn't
game.
watch the
Well,
game.
okay.
I studied it. What do you
Now,
ask?
if as in this guy is confidently saying you will beat what's in front of you, and rightfully so, you beat what's in front of you. But if we take their performance across that PSG Aston Villa game, I can categorically say, look, as much as their offense or whatever we've shouted on and talked about, is as good as their defense is very, very should I say what they call it? Is it culpable? Um they
Yep.
they are very fragile. So what are you saying? Against Aston Villa, if Aston Villa had 10 to 15 more minutes, that game would have gone into extra time, especially with the way Rashford was playing. So with
So
a
Peace!
sound
are
leg,
you asking me? Are you asking me or are you telling me?
well, no,
No,
I was
he's
asking,
telling me.
and trying to give a
Context. Okay.
background check
Yeah.
on a context here. So, if you see the way PSG played, and well, especially in that second leg, do you think Arsenal stands a chance? As in, yeah, maybe they can win, or we stand a very
Okay,
good chance of scoring and
yeah,
winning them,
okay,
maybe 3 goals to
okay.
So
one.
so 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 ironically, this conversation sort of it piggybacks off a conversation I had maybe 2 3 weeks ago about quality of league and performance and all those blah blah blah. When a
Yep.
friend of mine asked me that he felt like PSG is the toughest opponent, I told him categorically that I'm not so sure. And the reason why I was asking that was the next question I was supposed to ask was, what was Arsenal's performance against Aston Villa this season like?
Actually, I've
Aston
not.
Villa performance against Arsenal.
Yeah, yeah.
Aston Villa,
What
Arsenal,
was the
Aston
Well,
Villa.
result like?
What's
we
the like?
won the first one and then we drew the second one 2-2.
So,
Now,
so that's
personally, and
I'm
if
just
you
asking
ask
that question just to get context. So in answer to your question, sorry, in answer to your question, I think that PSG would be tough of blah, sorry, would be tough opponents. But
Yeah.
right now, and so this is the thing with form, right? Form is a good indicator of ability to perform. I mean, that's why it's called perform, right? But um, I don't want to rush into conclusions
No, it's
about
not
that
right now. Right
particular
now,
question. I
what we
think
are doing,
I
you
think
can. It's not.
PSG
We
is
cannot
they are
conclude.
formidable. Yes.
We cannot
Yeah.
conclude, but we can only deduce based off what we know, based off evidence we have in front of us. And
Yeah.
Henry, you and PSG. Right now, I think it's the four teams left in the Champions League are a good representation of champions. They have all performed well up to this point. There's nobody that is in now in this top four, remaining four, that you're going to say they had an easy route. That's why. Like no team right now is one to sniff at or be snuff at. They're all good. So you have a chance, but Aston PSG also has a good chance too. Like right now, it's almost like 50-50. Right now, it's almost like 50. Barca are the only ones that I'm looking at right now. To tell you how bad it is, like Barca are the ones that I'm actually calling the weakest of the four left.
Which
um
which which which, uh, which sort of brings me to my next point. Barcelona's style of play is wild. It's still wild,
exactly, it's
but
wild.
it's
It doesn't
wildly
mean they're
effective.
bad.
It doesn't mean they're
Exactly,
bad. It's wild, and you know what?
Yeah.
exactly.
You get me to
Now,
get
I like how because they're
a
wild
very
is
wild
wildly
intentional at
effective.
style.
It's
what they
fine.
Hold
do.
on, a wild style coming up against a very structured, well drilled, tactical, solid style.
I,
What
I,
what
when I
who's
said
supposed to have
wild,
the
I
advantage?
did not discount Barcelona style is still very tactical. It's a very
Their
it's a
As in,
very
tactics,
it's,
okay, their
we're
tactics, their
talking like
tactics
it's
are
not
wild.
German that's their coach. They play very tactical.
um
They know what they're doing. It's
yes.
just that it's so
So
wild to the eyes.
Yes, it is
it's
wild
wild
to
to
the
the eyes.
eyes.
Like I won't
It
I
is
would
wild to
not do
the eyes,
that.
which is yes, it's wild to the eyes, which still brings us back to where we are. Inter Milan, very structured, very compact. Everybody knows their job. People really slack off on their jobs. What do you think their chances are against a backer that plays a very high line and that you should say wild tactics, whatever it is?
What
Listen,
if
I give
Baka
Inter Milan a
perfected?
very good
What if
chance.
Baka perfected the act of playing wild? And
Oh yeah, they
because
perfected the art of playing wild, and look at what they did against Dortmund. But we are
doesn't
going on
matter.
from
We've
there.
seen Inter Milan lose games. You can't say that. We've seen Inter Milan lose games.
There's a way to lose games that will make you say, this is just one of, oh, God of soccer. Like you gave an example when we are talking about attack versus defense, which is my this thing, which is more important to win. AC Milan and then Liverpool. Till next year, our children are going to hear of that particular Champions League final because it was not something that you would say AC Milan slacked off. It was a wild 6 minutes.
But you see, they did. In fact, have it on good record that
That
Ancelotti is
was
fond of slacking off when they're ahead. I was reading an article before
fair.
the Arsenal PSG game where Deportivo was talking about AC Milan's response to their 4-1 win in the first leg of that game. As we all know, Deportivo won the second leg for nil. Oton, game finished. And I was wondering till now, from then till now, because I remember that game as a child. It was so confusing.
Okay.
4-1 4-0. Is everybody okay? It was reading that article that I realized that Milan had become, and it's fine. You have big egos in your dressing room. You have capable players. You have a capable manager. you start to think that you've won the game because you won 4-1.
Normal level. No?
And they
Yes.
went to the real zone, they just got outplayed and outgone, outmanned, outnumbered, out. So you see that Milan game where they lost, they went from 3-0 to 3-3. Is not uncommon for Milan. In fact, for Ancelotti's Milan, this is not the first time it's happening.
Okay.
So
Now I would
that's the
tell you,
thing.
you could say that, because you've been following Ancelotti closely. But I would tell you that that is what I've grown up in the past 20 years to know as the magic of the Champions League, where you could actually be winning and then someone actually comes and turns the odds against you, which Liverpool did most recently that we remember. Barca still did against PSG with Neymar there when Neymar was still in Barca. So we've known it. So I'm not going to write that because it's still inside the same game. And on watching Tactical Masterclass, Benitez actually mentioned the tactical changes he made in second half that actually helped them surprise. I'll call it surprise because after those three goals, it turned Gerard turned to right back. you,
So
you
that's to
remember?
my
Hey, you
point.
remember your laughter. So my point is this: like
That's to my
this.
point. That's to my
Wait,
point,
you're
Okay,
right?
talking about the finals, right?
Ancelotti got
yeah,
surprised within what? Like,
6 minutes.
what was the response to going into the second half with the 3-0 lead? What did that look like?
What? What, my guy, tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Even this our Wednesday football we are playing. If we are playing a match and first half is 3-0. Second half when you're
Mhm.
entering, what will you feel like? Will you feel like no, this is not done?
No,
You feel
you
like it's
would,
done.
Well,
you would.
technically
No,
Feel
in
like
you
it's
football,
don't.
in
done.
football terms, 3-0 is game over. 2-0 is where you're
Yes,
most
like
vulnerable, and then one is
Mate,
pretty much. So you can't really
so
blame
so
some.
yeah.
I get where you're coming from, but
Okay.
let's think Real Madrid Chelsea when I think they were leading 3-1, I'll be 3-0.
Real Madrid, Chelsea.
I'm
That
trying to
was the
remember
season
your
that
memories.
Benzema, that was the last Champions League that Benzema won before he left. That Ballon d'Or season,
Chelsea,
right?
Mm.
Chelsea playing Madrid.
Yes, you
Chelsea played
did.
I can't
Madrid.
remember
So we
that.
played first leg was 3-1.
Yeah.
Second leg,
Okay.
Chelsea, I think Chelsea scored 3 goals. Pa, pa, pa. Guess what? We still left that game. We still lost. Rudiger was looking confused. There was no way. Nah, tactics they got the tactics right. Bah, 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 game over. Technically, Madrid could have comfortably said, "We are leading 3-1. We are the best team in the world. We are good." But they responded very
But
quickly.
but it, was
I
that not
believe
still
that Chelsea
Ancelotti's?
only lost
Was that
because
not
of
still
one
Ancelotti's
moment of
Madrid
magic or 2 moments of magic.
from
So
Benzema?
yeah, so you
I
can't.
see.
I don't. I think you know what. You know what. The question was attack and defense. Which one is more important? I think it's defense because, like we all
Yeah,
know,
because
attack gets you
this thing you
goals.
call
Defense wins you
tactical discipline.
championships.
This thing that you call
Tactical
tactical
discipline.
discipline. This
Defense
thing you
wins
call
you
tactical
championships.
discipline is a, if you ask me, it's fancy talk for defense. Because defense is something
Defense
that is
wins
done
you
as a
Nah,
unit.
championships.
nah, nah. It's
Defense is
not.
something that
There's
is
a
done as a
difference.
unit, which is why Manchester United had Ferdinand, who was arguably the best English defender, and Man United defense was still porous because the unit was not complete until Vidic and Van der Sar came in there. Then that unit became solid. That's why we still talk about defense pairing, not just defenders. That is why if you
Terry
have,
and Carvalho.
thank you, when you have
Ferdinand and
Derek, you
Vidic.
have defense pairing because it's a unit.
I don't know
It's
which one
not.
is
It's
that
not.
now.
It's not just
Gabriel
one
and
person's
Saliba.
unit.
Yes.
Gabriel and Saliba.
Gabriel and
Saliba
Saliba.
got injured. Gabriel is a good defender. He was a good defender before Saliba came.
No,
But when
sorry. Let
Saliba
me let
came,
me let me
the
quickly chip
unit.
in something. You're not this thing you're trying to define. I think I get where you're coming from, but I don't think you, at least in my own opinion, I don't think you're hitting it well. It's not just a unit. if you, those all those defense you've called, you need to look at the spine. You need to look at the person that was in front of them, and then possibly the 10 and even the 9. So we're talking the two defenders, the defensive midfielders in front of them, the 10. The
Yes.
spine is what you would then call the tactical
And that's why I did
discipline in
not
a
call it.
sense. It's
That's why I did not call it. That's why I did not say defenders or attackers who are the ones that win. I call it defense. It is how the team defends, and not just how the team. And then we talk attack, how the team attacks. It is a unit thing. It is not a simple person, not a single person thing. And it starts with
okay.
the supposed defense line, the goalkeeper and the four defenders. It starts from
Sorry,
there.
quick
And then you have the defense midfielder in
quick
front
one,
of them, as
quick
you
one.
rightly mentioned.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just in honor of winning this game, on the 41st minute, I thought to give Declan Rice a tribute. So we'll have this playing in the background, on the 41st minute.
Rice,
Just
rice,
as
baby.
a respect.
Don't tell me it's rice,
Yeah,
rice,
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Don't forget copyright though. Don't forget copyright. So better know what you're doing.
Ekelebistona.
Anyways, so as we rightly thought, the job was done in the first leg, and the tight game was Barcelona, I say Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. So you could say we have no real surprises there, other than Barcelona actually losing their game with 3 goals to 1. PSG actually did a good job, but see, Aston Villa did a good job, but it was not enough. Nuno Mendes, I have to give Nuno Mendes his flowers. Nuno Mendes actually, I could say Nuno Mendes single-handedly removed Aston Villa from this Champions League
Yes,
because his
yes. I
goal in
took
the
note
first
of
leg
him.
is what put it. His goal in the first
Yes,
leg is what made us feel like it was too much of a
put the
reach
bed.
for Aston
Yeah,
Villa come back, and his second goal that he scored. Ah, Martinez though. I blame Kolo Muani
I agree.
for this. I blame Kolo Muani for that World Cup that Argentina won that made people feel like Martinez is something. So let's come back. Let's just touch a little bit home. The
So,
Champions
quick
League.
one. Nuno Mendes is still a defender.
No Mendes.
He's still a
Yes, he's a
defender.
left back. Yes. Why?
Yeah. How does he get that advanced? I told you I saw a write up about PSG
He has
players and
always been
how
an attacking
ambidextrous.
fullback. His defending is suspect.
Because I was reading about how ambidextrous and versatile their players are, which is pretty much their strength. Many of them using left and right. And
Yep.
I knew he's a defender, but I was especially after this tie with Aston Villa. You would not
Yeah.
think he's a defender. You would not
As
think he's a
Arsenal,
defender.
Arsenal signing next season so that Skelly can play in midfield. Okay, let's come to the Premiership before we go. Let's just give flowers to Newcastle United. After demolishing my team by 4 goals, they actually went ahead to give some other people 5. So misery loves company.
They
So I'm
decide
good. I'm
they
good
decided
right
that four
now.
is not enough.
It's not just
They
me.
said give
You.
somebody else five.
Right now, Maureen will be saying they beat up by 4 goals. Look at what they did to the Crystal Palace that has been on form.
Right.
Now, Aston Newcastle. Can I chime in? Can I chime in?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Yeah, right. Well, first of we have to give respect to those guys, man. When we're telling, I just want to come in bravely reminding you guys and the listeners about that argument we had with Newcastle and
It's
in
today.
and in the League One. Yeah. You see, I watched the extended highlights yesterday. Well, today technically. Um they are a very good team. They are a very, very good team. And I
We
think they
know.
will actually
We've
claim
always
that
known.
fourth position. I think they will
Yeah, I think
claim
they're in
that fourth
third
position.
now. I think on the back
Ye-
of that win, let me confirm. I think on the back of
No,
that win, because this was their game in hand they had.
Yeah,
This was
yeah,
actually
Yeah,
yeah.
their game in
they're
hand.
third now.
They are
I think
third
they're third
now,
now.
and
Yes,
they
they're
look
third.
like
They're
they are
third
going
now.
for it. Because if anything, me and as an Arsenal fan, while I'm confident we'll go for Champions League, but we need to also take note of them. They are a very good team. I looked at their midfield yesterday. I have to still reiterate, their midfield is strong, stubborn, resilient, annoying. I have to put that there. Their midfield is very, very annoying. They didn't let Izzy have the ball 1 sec,
What is
at
it?
least based on the
What
high.
is it? What is it doing with the ball?
Do you
Look
know? Do you
that
know
there.
what they? Do you know what they tied Izzy's rating to? 5.9, one of the worst he's had in his career. That's how bad. See, you're looking at Guimaraes, Tonali, and Joelinton. Man, those guys, I don't care what Tunde says. In the League
Mm,
One, they will
I
be
can,
among.
I can testify to what they did to my team. So Tonali
Right. I didn't
he's
even
finally
watch that
found his
one.
form in the right
But
time. Tonali
his
actually
form
picked
is
form at the
too.
right
Do
time.
you know what? Do you know what? I did not even know he was that good. I knew him sporadically, based on watch him here, watch him there. But to the Italians that saw
We,
him every day in out, I have to say, wow, wow, wow,
We
wow.
we
He
we we were we're vexing when he left Milan because we knew that. Yeah, I was vexing, Sha. Today can be there deceiving himself. Me, I was annoyed.
you have to his ball control alone is like two people's ball control, and I'm not talking ball control with steez. I'm saying ball control in the sense running and
oh
making
God,
sure he's in control of. Wait, I
So
mean,
the thing with Tonali is that from the start, like he had the ability of a Pelo. So it was basically like Verratti. Like yeah, it was
yes,
basically Verratti.
yes,
It was
yes. I
essentially
think
Verratti. The difference between Verratti and Tonali is that Tonali always had a shot. You know what? He's
mm,
exactly Verratti. He's exactly
well,
Verratti. That's it.
I,
But
I will
with
support
a
you for
shot.
that. I'll support you for that
Yeah.
because as much as
So
I
yeah,
say their midfield is strong and physical, they actually are also very technical. I'm looking at why I support what Namdi has just said in the sense of being Verratti. If you ask me, I think Verratti is one of those players that was always taking risk. Verratti, very sweet player. Same thing with Tonali. I'm looking at him. It doesn't look technical. It doesn't even look like he can, control the ball or something. But man, he does it, and he doesn't just do it. He does it very, very well. And then you have the likes of Guimaraes, whom I don't know how technical he is now because I would have argued he was more technical than Tonali. But from
no,
the last couple of games I've watched, I don't
he
think he's
has
as
the
good as
capacity.
Tonali.
No, he has the technical capacity, but he doesn't prioritize that. He actually
Yes, he
prioritizes
doesn't
his
use it.
job.
Yeah, he leans more on the
Prioritizes his
physical side.
job. Like he
Yep,
has before he left Lyon, where he was coming from. Lyon he came from, right?
yep.
Before he left Lyon, he was actually there counting goals for them, kind of like what Paqueta was doing before he left.
Yes,
So
that's true.
he
And
has
then we're
goals in
looking at
him and all
their
whatnot.
their their
But
wings. Their wings are also quite. They know their assignment. So there's something I we do when we're training where once the ball is on the other angle, or on the other side, you as the wide man on the side pushes in to make it two people in the center. They do that very, very perfectly. I actually noticed it with their game because Livermento, I saw him driving in with the ball, and then um gave Harvey Barnes, and then this was one of the attacks. I think I don't know if it's this game or against Manu, and then
against
Isak you'd
Man,
expect to be there. Isak you'd expect to be there, but then it's almost like they just all of a sudden cluster that 6 yard box because Murphy comes in, Tonali's there, Joelinton is on top. It's so good how they play. That's also playing very structuredly. I don't know. I have to give it to them, man. Whilst I would shout and laud
yeah,
my team Arsenal and give Liverpool the praise, I think this the third best team, rightfully so, this season in the Premier League
yeah,
has
you're
been
right. Give
Newcastle.
Liverpool the praise. The same man that is basically saying that Liverpool is not that good, just lucky. Anyways, you've given Newcastle their flowers. That's
I have to give
okay.
them their
Isak
flowers.
too. Yeah,
why
shout out
why do you
Alexander
keep
Isak.
giving teams their flowers? Can we not give them flowers? Like can't we give them something else?
No, no, no.
Their
Let's take the
props or
flowers for now.
something. Their
Let's give them
golden
their
Mike.
flowers
I'm
for
just
now.
saying.
Hey, Ramdi, if you know what's
Okay,
good
that's
for
right.
you, better
Um,
bring your own flowers, man. This podcast don't give
shout out
flowers,
to
man. I literally had to
shout
buy my
out to
flowers.
shout out to Alexander Isak. He's having a good season. He's been instrumental in the way they play and also contributing with his goals. 21 league goals now for the season. That's fantastic. He also had one goal too of the five. He also scored one as well. Um, so Eddie
I don't
Howe,
think it's special.
you have our
Mohamed Salah
respect
has
in the sport.
27 goals.
Yeah, Mohamed Salah, yeah, it's good. It's okay. Mohamed Salah is not impressive because we come to expect that from him. That's how good he has been. He
Yeah,
has 27 goals, and we just shrug it off like, okay, Salah scored 27
it's
goals.
normal. Yeah, it's crazy,
Yeah,
man. It's crazy.
yeah. Anyways, so oh, that's all for this episode. We're out of time. I would
It
like to
was a good
thank
episode.
I would like to
It
thank
was a good
Swaggu for
episode.
not being as obnoxious as I thought he would be. Although he still had golden
SWAGGU,
mic there.
Swagalicious,
Swagoo, Steezy,
Swaggizy,
Steezy, Steezy,
Alright.
Steezy.
aka Kamadu Zike Biko. You go first. Let somebody
Whatever
else,
that
please.
means.
What's he
All
trying
right,
to
Caesar,
say?
that's it.
the rest.
That's it for this episode. We'll be back
Hey, I just want to give a shout
next
out
week.
to all Arsenal fans. Gold mic
Oh
for you
God,
guys. Gold mic for you guys.
oh
Shout out to
Jesus! You
Merino.
already had. You already had. I give you the
This
floor for this.
guy
I give you the floor for
turning
this.
up.
No, I
Wait,
give you the floor for
I
this. Not
deserve
now.
it. I
We are
deserve
done.
it. I deserve it.
We are
You
done.
guys put me down. You guys knew I was in pain. You guys
And I
still
gave
put
you
me
the
down.
and I gave you the
Trample
floor.
on
I
me.
gave you the floor at the beginning of the episode. I give you the
Okay, and
floor. Do what
I'm
you want
taking
to
the
do.
floor at the end of the episode. I'm taking the floor at the end of the episode. So shout
What
out
kind
to
of
Merino.
this
Shout
is the
out to
problem with Arsenal
every
fans?
Arsenal fan out
Hey,
there. Shout out to Raya, Miles Lewis Skelly, Jacob Kivio. Wow, my guy, man. Anywhere you are, God bless you, man. God bless you in Poland. God bless you. I
all
wish I
right.
could speak Polish.
Sign us off.
Shout out to Saliba. Shout out to Uren Timber
All right.
and even Ben White. Shout out to Party. Party after party. Party after party. After party after party. Shout out to Party. Shout out to Declan Easy. Declan Easy. Declan Easy. Declan Rice. Shout out to Odegaard for putting in a shift there. That guy is a quiet leader. Shout out to him. Shout out to Matty.
Did you mute him? End the podcast, please.
Okay.
This
We're
is
done.
God.
That's our time. Until next time. See you next time. Same time next. Good night from
Oh,
us. Follow us on our social
nice
media
one, nice one,
platforms.
nice one, nice
The
one.
Touchline Pod.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
Touchline Pod one.
Uh,
Bye
Brought to you by
everyone.
Bettitude.